and good morning. Oh, I'll go right into the title this morning. The title is Weird Dream, ETs, and David Icke Protected by Love. And my blurb that I wrote, yes, I'm feeling a bit scattered this morning. In a weird dream just before awakening, I thought I was late doing today's video. Then, as I came to the computer, I read more of the comments on 2 items I posted on Facebook yesterday. One is the amazing story of Sanicito, a human incarnated gray hybrid. The other is a short video of David Icke answering the question, why haven't they taken you out yet? I'll start with the dream. In the dream, and it felt real. It didn't feel like a dream until I woke up and realized that that's what it was. I overslept. And when I got up to do my video, it was already 8 o'clock in the morning. And I went out of my room to go get my drink of water and go to the meditation room, and there was some guy was there, and he was setting up to do a workshop that started at 8:30. And I said to him, I have to do my video. And he says, well, just close the door. This is weird. So I came back in the room and closed the door, but there was a sofa in the room that isn't normally in my room. And on the sofa was one of my friends, a female friend that I know, with her boyfriend, except that the female friend is a lesbian. And there she is with the boyfriend, and she's wanting to watch television, and I don't even have a television in my room. And I turned it off and I said, I have to do my video. People are waiting for me. and then I woke up and I rolled over and I looked at the clock, and it was 10 after 3. And I laid there for a good 10 to 15 minutes before I actually went into the meditation room and wondering, what the heck is that all about? In some cases, everything looked familiar, and in other cases, the layout of the house was a little bit different, i.e. the sofa in the room where I do the videos and a TV set, which is not part of the house at all. It was familiar and yet unfamiliar at the same time. And there were all these strange things going on. And I still, quite honestly, have not figured out what the heck I'm supposed to get out of that dream. But it was so vivid and so real in feeling that I was letting people down by starting late, by oversleeping. And I virtually never oversleep. Not that I ever set a clock or set a time, but my life is very patterned as far as when I wake up, and it's normally between 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, most of the time, sometimes earlier. I had actually awakened a few times before that in the night and looked at the clock. I think at 12 something and 1 something. In any case, that's how my day began. For me. But then as I said, I came to the computer and I started reading some of the comments that came in as I was sleeping. The Sanicito videos, there were 4 videos that I watched last night, and she is, I'm reading now, is a hybrid ET who incarnated in 1958, and she recalls her past life as the commander of the spacecraft that crashed in Roswell, New Mexico in 1947. Anyway, there are 37 likes on that share and 23 comments, and 11 other people shared it in addition. And that again is on my Facebook page. And some of you keep asking, how can I get on your Facebook page? It's ParadoxMan316, the same as for YouTube. And I understand that some people, when they type Paradox Man 316 or my name into Facebook, they can't find me. Facebook is perhaps blocking some people from finding who I am. The link to both my Facebook page and my YouTube page are on my home page of my website, metagroups.info, which is posted at the beginning of all of my virtually all of my videos. Some of the ones in the very beginning I didn't do that, but all of the ones that I've done since at least the end of January or the middle of January have had that www.metagroups.info on the title page of the video. So it should be really easy to find, and the link from my homepage should work. It's the complete link. Anyway, Sonny Sito's story was just absolutely amazing to me because, number one, I guess one of the things that surprised me the most is her culture has no forgiveness. I mean, when you do something wrong, you're locked into karma. And she's here going through an amazingly difficult human life as karma, as payback for not fulfilling her task as commander and causing the death of some of her compatriots and causing her, ultimately she died. She lived for a month laying on a steel. I mean, the story is absolutely amazing. Her recall and how she's been treated in this life. People thinking she's crazy, and I mean, she's obviously, to hear her speak, she's not crazy. And the bottom line was, it's about love. She says the reptilians that are running this planet on Earth. There's David Icke again. The reptilians that are running this planet are heartless. They thrive on fear. They thrive on negative emotions. And the way to overcome them is to love. They can't stand love. If this planet gets filled with people loving each other, she says they will leave. They can't stand to be in an environment of love. They're just not, that's totally opposed to their disposition. They can only thrive as long as people are afraid. And one lady came at a question and asked, "Can I come up and give you a hug?" And she hugged her, and the lady asked, "Where is my daughter?" She was a star seed also, and she left. And Sonny said she couldn't stand the energy here. She couldn't stand to be in the energy of Earth. Earth energy is difficult energy. If you listen to the story, you'll understand. And I'm experiencing it, and so many of us star seeds are experiencing the negative energy. And so the second video, which I'm talking about today, but it was actually a video that I posted prior to the Sonny Sito video, is the one with David Icke, Who's Controlling Who? And it's good news. And David was asked, why haven't they taken you out yet? I mean, he's been doing this since the early 90s, blowing the whistle. And at first, everybody thought he was crazy, too. And it was ridiculed on BBC and in his own country. And sometimes he'd come to give his lectures, and he'd set up the room, and there'd be only a few people show up. And now he has packed houses and has to turn people away. And he can do it all over the world because people are waking up. But his answer to why haven't they taken you out is because of the vibration that he lives in. He lives in a love vibration. And he says, as long as you live in a love vibration, you're protected. Now, that's the same message that Anonymous gave to David Wilcock when David Wilcock was interviewed on Project Camelot last week. And he had received a death threat. And Anonymous said, as long as you tell the truth, you are protected. And truth and love, folks, are the same thing. That's the message that we teach in the workshop. Love is telling the truth. Love does not keep secrets. Love does not have anything to hide. Love is willing to be vulnerable. Love is willing to expose even the things that you don't like to expose because you think you're going to be judged for it. And what we learn in the workshops is that when we expose the truth, when we tell the truth, when we enter that place of loving truth, we are not only safe, we are honored for putting ourselves in that place of vulnerability and being willing to say, this is what I'm feeling. This is what I experienced. This is what I've gone through. Sani did that amazingly well. She told her story. She told the story of her pain. She didn't hold back. Folks, that's love. Some people think love is only being positive and avoiding the negative. That's not love. That's lying. That's part of the matrix. That's the religion of New Age spirituality, the religion of Old Age spirituality. You know, that is the false game that they, our ego, and those that are aligned with our ego religions and everything else, they would want us to think that we have to live in this box, that we have to cut our arms and our legs off in order to be acceptable. And that's just not the way it works. Love is being willing to be totally vulnerable, totally authentic, totally real. This is what's happened. Now, you know, in my own personal life, this is interesting because in my own personal life over the past short period of time, I've had some of my friends really, really challenge me because they have felt that I don't keep secrets. And I don't. I don't. I don't honor secret societies. I don't honor secret groups because secrecy is what's been wrong with the world. That's not love. That's fear. Secrecy is fear. And I want people, my friends especially, to hear that secrecy is fear. As John F. Kennedy said, secret societies are repugnant to a freedom-loving people. And that may be a slight misquote, but that's the gist of what he said. Secret societies, and he was trying to blow the whistle, and they took him out for blowing the whistle because he hadn't yet gotten to the place where he was totally living in love. And I haven't either. But David Icke says it's when you're living in fear that they can take you out because you're on that frequency. If you rise above that frequency, you're protected. You're protected by love. And again, that's what Anonymous basically told David Wilcock. So this is the message that we're getting, folks. We're getting it from San Isidro. We're getting it from David Wilcox and this anonymous person, this anonymous ET from somewhere. And he was not on this earth. He says, I'm from a place far away. He's not on this planet. And then David Icke has the same message. And the message is there's some similarities in the message that evil people took over the planet. And the way to withstand that is to be in truth, to be in love. That's the message that's coming across if we get it. I need to get it. You need to get it. We all need to get it. And we need to love one another. We need to stop poking at each other and finding fault and feeling like, hey, if you don't measure up to exactly the way I want you to be, I'm not going to be your friend anymore. I'm feeling really wounded by you being you. Well, get over it. Get over it. I don't expect everybody to agree with everything that I say. I don't expect everybody to march to the beat of my drummer, my son. No, I'm just kidding. I don't expect everybody to do that. But I do expect people to love me where I am. And maybe that's why this person showed up in my room, in my dream, with her boyfriend, and she has a girlfriend, because she's a person that, quite honestly, I have trouble forgiving. And she shows up in my dream in a disguise as a heterosexual. I joke. But maybe this is the message that I'm supposed to be given today. And I'm putting these things together, these pieces of the puzzle that seem not related at all to each other, and yet they're totally related. They're totally related. And this is how the synchronicities are coming together for us. those of us that are choosing to rise above the matrix and the control game and the hellish system that we have created on earth. Truth is love. And we either choose to live in truth and love, or we choose to live in the lying system of the matrix and the ego that believes it's separated from God and from others. There is no separation. Some of you don't like that. I'm sorry. I'm not going to go any further. I was going to go into the government, all of the arguments about their people that don't see a government, but I'll save that for another video at another time. For now, have a beautiful day. Namaste.